Hello everyone. I welcome you all once again to my series of lecture that is Understanding Pharmaceutical Science with Dr. A.G. Hariharan. So today we are going to discuss about one of the total counting technique in enumeration of bacteria is by using by an electrical particle counter, that is Coulter counter. So I have divided this lecture into two parts. First, we will get a brief outline of how the microorganism can be enumerated, and in the second part we will elaborately discuss about the Coulter counter technique. So first let us understand why we are performing the measurement of microbial growth. So the important task for any pharmaceutical industry, especially the industrial microbiology industry, while producing a particular antibiotics or vaccines or vitamins or any RDNA product, the major important is what is the growth stage of that particular microorganism, because that will give a brief idea about the product formation. So for measuring the microbial growth, we have to determine two things. One, we can determine the growth rate, at what rate the microorganism is growing, in which phase it is in present, whether it's in log phase or lag phase, or it is in stationary phase. Otherwise, we can also, the measurement will help to determine the generation time, that is the doubling time. So what is the exact time required for a single microbial cell to divide into two cells? So this gives an idea about the microbial growth. So the mathematical calculation, how we can determine this growth rate and generation time in a growth curve, I have already given a video lecture. You can view in that, so you can get an idea about it. So for measuring this microbial growth, we have to enumerate the bacteria. That is, we have to count the microbial cells or bacterial cells as possible it is present in that particular sample. So this measurement of microbial growth can be done by three ways. One, by a cell counting technique. Second, by measuring the cell mass, weight of the cell, or by performing a measurement on its cell activity. So the most commonly employed of this thing is the cell count technique. So there are different methods available for the measurement of the cell count. It is commonly divided into two types. One is a total count or a direct method. This can be performed by two ways, either with the help of a microscopy like Breed's method, Wright's method, or Petro-Forstner method. Currently it is employed. This will help to directly count the number of cells present in a particular sample. The second is the electronic particle counter. So that we are going to discuss elaborately one of the electronic particle counter, that is the Coulter counter. So two techniques are generally available in electronic particle counter. One is Coulter counter and second is the flow cytometer. So we have a separate video of the flow cytometer in my lecture also. The second method of cell count is the viable count. It is an indirect method. So the viable count means the counting only the living cells, whereas the total count, we will count both the living as well as the dead microorganism. So viable count, why we consider this an indirect method, is that only the living cell has an ability to divide. So if we culture the sample in a particular media, the viable cells will divide and forms colony. By counting the colony, indirectly we are measuring the number of cells that is present in that particular sample. So there are two methods available in this technique. So one is the plate count method and second is the membrane filter count method or membrane filtration method. So I have a separate video lecture on this aspect also, you can view it. And the second major method is the measurement of the cell mass. By measuring the cell mass, we can indirectly calculate what is the number of cell population is there. So there are two techniques available in this method. One is a direct method and second is an indirect method. In direct method, we can directly weigh the dry weight of the cell, one technique. Second, we can measure the cell nitrogen, thereby we can calculate the cell mass also. But as of industry is concerned, the indirect method is most commonly employed. It gives direct readings while the process is on. So there are two indirect techniques are available. So one is the spectrophotometric technique. Based on the turbidity of the cell population, the cell mass can be determined. And second is the nephelometric technique. So it also based on the same principle, more or less similar to the spectrophotometric technique. So we have a separate video lecture in this aspects also, you can view it. And the last one is the measurement of cell activity. So this is an indirect way of measuring the metabolic activity of a particular microbial cells in a population state. So what happened is, based on this biochemical activity of consuming particular nutrients and forming particular products, so based on this, the number of viable cells are present in a particular sample can be estimated. So these are the brief outline of various methods available for the enumeration of particular microorganism, or more commonly it is used for the enumeration of the bacteria and fungi. So let us understand about the one of the major technique, that is the Coulter counter. So before getting into the Coulter counter, first let us understand a brief idea about the total count and direct counting. So as I have already told, the total count means it includes the counting of number of living cells as well as dead cells in a particular sample. So this can be done by two ways, direct method and indirect method. So direct counting is the most preferred method because we can directly count the number of cells present in a particular sample, so we get satisfied enough that we are fully aware this much amount of microorganism is present. So this direct counting can be done by two ways, one by means of an optical method, that is the microscopic technique. There are three techniques available under microscopy, that is, one is Breed's method, Wright's method and Petro-Forstner methods, which is the most commonly used as a direct technique. And the second one nowadays is mostly used by almost all industrial microbiological industries, especially the fermentation industries, is the electrical particle counter. So based on the electrical conductivity, we can perform a direct counting. So the electronic counters, if you see that there are two things are available. One is the Coulter counter and very old technique, and the another one is the flow cytometer. So both the things has an equally importance and gives more or less a better results, especially when total counting of a particular cells. So let us understand elaborately about the Coulter counter, right? The Coulter counter, if you see, this is a typical example I have shown in a picture, that it's a typical vessel. You can see that we will keep the sample outwards and there is an electrode is connected, and there is another simple test tube like thing will be present inside, which will withdraw a sample through an orifice. You can see that. So this is a typical Coulter counter machine which gives a counting of number of cells directly. So the advanced models are also available in the market. So if you see the historical development of this Coulter counter, it was developed by Wallace H. Coulter in 1940, especially for the counting of blood cells. To count the blood cells accurately and in a very fast manner, the Coulter has developed this technique. So this is Wallace H. Coulter and Joseph R. Coulter. So both together has developed this technology, but the major contribution was done by Wallace H. Coulter. So let us understand the basic principle of this Coulter counter. So the Coulter counter is a simple logic. So what happened is, there are two chambers which has been separated by a micro channel. So as an instrument, you can see an outer round flask will be there and the inner small tube like structure will be there. So we have two chamber, outer one and an inner one. In the inner chamber, you can see an orifice that we call the same micro channel. So once the cell suspension in the outer channel, the particle moves inside the inner channel. So through this orifice, through this micro channel, what happens is that an electrical resistance will be produced. So this electrical resistance will be converted into the counting of number of particles. So this was the basic principle how the measurement has been designed to carry it out. So in this picture you can see it. So what happening is that we have an outer chamber, then we have an inner chamber. Both has been separated by a micro channel, that is an orifice. What happened is that both the chamber is connected with an electrode. So we have a negative electrode in the outer chamber and a positive electrode in the inner chamber. So in normal condition, there will be normal electrical potential will be running because of the electrolyte present in the chambers. So once a particle moves through this orifice, what happens is an electrical resistance will be created and that is measured. So as you can see from the outer chamber, if you pull the sample, this will move through its an electrical resistance will be created. This has been measured. So whenever each particle moves through this pore, an electrical resistance will be created and it is digitally converted into a counting of particles. So this Coulter counter not only used for the counting of cells like red blood cells or microbial cells, it is also used in pharmaceutical industry for the counting of the particles present in a particular suspension also, right? So if you see the procedure, how we can perform is that the simple way is fill the microbial suspension in an outer big basket. So the outer chamber, it is filled with microbial suspension, and in through the tube a force is applied to start withdrawing the sample from the outer chamber through the inner tube. So while the movement of the sample microbial suspension, what happen is the particle moves through the orifice. So once the particles move through the orifice, the electrode which is present in the outer chamber as well as in the inner tube structure, an electrical resistance will be developed. So this electrical resistance will be digitally converted and it is counted as a particle. So this is a simple way we will work. So the work is very simple. Fill the sample in the outer chamber and switch on the machine, so that once it withdraws, then the movement of the each cell will be counted and amplified. So this I have shown in the picture. So you can see this is a simple an outline of how the Coulter counter works. So there is an outer chamber is present, is a big large beaker like sphere. In this we can fill the microbial suspension, and an inner a test tube like structure will be present. Inside it an orifice is present. So it carries a single micro channel is that, so any particle can move from this side only to this side, right? So then an electrode is kept between these two layers, and inner chamber we have a negative electrode, in the outer chamber we have a positive electrode which is connected with a current supply. So to maintain its electrical flow, so what we are doing is we are pumping an electrolyte solution, so a normal electrical flow will be present continuously. So once we started withdrawing the liquid from the inner chamber, so you can see from the inner chamber a tube like structure withdrawing a liquid by using a meter pump which is going to the waste. So what happened is that during withdrawing this sample, the microbial cell which is present in the outer layer will start moving inside through this orifice. You can see from this picture, which is an amplified one. So whenever the microbial cell passes through this orifice, an electrical resistance will be measured. So this electrical resistance will digitally process and gets transferred to a controller, where we can start counting how many cells is moving from outside chamber to the inside chamber. Once it moves inside, it doesn't pass us outside, because what happened is it is withdrawn. So it is withdrawn and goes to the waste. So there is no second movement of the particle will happen. So one time from outside through the micro channel it comes inside, then it goes to the waste. So the level electrical flow will be maintained by supplying the electrolyte solution, so the resistance will be maintained. So this is how the Coulter counter works. I think this lecture will be very helpful for you for understanding about the Coulter counter technique. So in my future lectures, you continuously watch about various other methods of enumeration of the microorganisms. So thank you very much.